Okay, wide technique, covered wide technique, mid-zone, stretch zone schemes. A few of these are going to be a little more rudimentary than others. Okay, this is ECU against NC State. Wide five technique right here. You could just tell by the stance this player is going to be taught. He's going to get up the field right away. Now, what you're teaching to that player, we've heard bucket steps, we've heard shuffle steps, we've heard open steps, we've heard lateral steps, and that's all in the report. We're just showing you various block techniques against, okay, these types of looks against wide techniques here. Out of a two-point stance, ECU is just going to open that step, okay, and he's just going to work to widen him out. He's going to take himself out of the play right now, making a nice clean read for the back, as you see right here in this particular example. Okay, so there it is. Back sees it. Okay, back's going to cut up. It's a one-man read for that back. And again, a few of these, especially at the high levels of football, depending on the down and distance, you're going to see these defensive ends come off the ball with their ears back. Now, a little wide shade right here. Okay, ECU, two-point stance. Okay, pretty good footwork, lateral step, almost like a 6x2, as Coach McKell talked about at Southeastern Louisiana State. Right now, he's just going to take him on the angle he's on. This defensive end, this situation is going to sit. Okay, so he's going to sit, so he's going to have to square his feet back up. That second foot should split the crotch. Okay, he's got to get that second foot down in a hurry. Now, I do want to show you this guard here, who's also on a Y technique. Okay, you see his footwork is not as good. He doesn't pick his foot up and put it down as good as that tackle does. Now he's almost out of balance. Okay, but the key point in here, and again, this is almost called the drag hand. We're going to talk about that later. Taking your inside hand and flattening him out. Okay, make that read clear for the back. Okay, make that back be able to see where he's going with the football. ECU again. Both wide techniques here. We're going to the left. Okay. Depending on what you're coaching this player to do, some coaches talk about a couple shuffle steps. Okay, whatever you need to do to get that player covered up. And really at this point, he's just absorbing it. The outside rush is not doing any good against the run. And that back sees it, takes it up inside there. This is Lake Erie. Okay, wide shade on a 3 technique. Now watch how this play develops post-snap. Okay, it's a 4 o'clock step, almost like a pop step by that left guard. Coach Boyes at Lake Erie talks about a 4 o'clock step. If you can imagine a clock there. Now he's going to take his inside hand and ride him out. Okay, protect that gap. Okay, need a little more better inside hand presence because watch how this thing develops here. He's going to need to strain. You see how this defender is able to cut back. Okay, try to shrug that and get it on the ball carrier. Ball carrier obviously makes a nice cut, makes him miss. But you can see how he could be potentially effective if you don't take that inside hand, widen him out. Go to the next clip here. Okay, now this is Western Connecticut State University. It's a really wide shade. You know, we're talking more than a man removed. I know Coach Donatelli at Towson talks about a 4-step shuffle, which is his drill work, is in the clinic report. What he's doing right now, and this is Coach Drew Owens at West Connecticut State University, it's going to be more of a crossover. He's an open step, crossover type coach, especially in the outside zone scheme. So, boom, there's a first step. Okay, he's going to work that bucket. Okay, the second step is going to be that crossover footwork. Boom, there it is. Okay, and they're just going to work that angle. Okay, if this 9 technique stays wide like that, that's a good thing. You're going to widen that out. Okay, now watch the tight end. Great inside hands right now on that defensive end. Really good, strong inside hand position. That's what happens when you do that. You're able to widen this gap out here. Ball cuts up inside there. Okay, tighter angle. You're not going to be able to see much of this, coach, as this is the wide 5 technique here. We'll just move on. Okay, another wide 5 technique on the bottom here. You're going outside zone to the left. Again, open, good crossover footwork by 75. Now he's going to square himself up a little bit because he becomes a tight shade. Okay, doesn't stay outside there. Now watch the hand placement. Hand placement could be inside a little bit better. Okay, but he's going to ride him out. Okay, great inside hands. If that player is responsible for playing the C gap, use that against him. Let the back cut off of it. Minnesota State Mankato. Okay, we're looking at the guard here in a wide 3 technique. Okay, again, working, dipping, ripping, working to get that inside arm. Coach Eck, Jason Eck, offensive line coach at Minnesota State Mankato, talking about getting that inside arm to the midline of that defender. Boom, there it is. Get the inside arm to the midline defender. It's almost like a run. Once you get them running, let the back make you right, and he eventually works to cut them off. Excellent job. I mean, that's just a terrific job right there. Minnesota Mankato again. Okay, you can see right now it's almost like a 4-eye in this situation. Now again, some are good, some are bad. Okay, right now, not as good of an open step. Does not work to get that backside hand to the midline. But again, a lot of times your feet will get you to block. So his feet gets him to block, ball's able to get around it. Mankato again. Now watch the nose. Okay, we got a 2-eye working on a center right here. Working outside zone. Some people will pin and pull it, some will block it straight. Now, the nose does rock back, which gives that center a pretty good advantage here. Okay, but you could see, I mean, the footwork on the center so quick. Boom. See that crossover? Gets that crossover, gets that second foot in the ground. The inside hand placement could be a little better on the sternum, as Coach Eck probably pointed out to him, but he just winds up getting him turned. That's a violent use of the hands, and it's all about clearing up the read for the back. I think that's a big coaching point here, and they're able to do that. This is Michigan State. Looking at the center here. Okay, now he's almost involved in a little bit of a combo. He does take the drop step. Okay, but watch him run the hips. Okay, I mean, so many coaches talk to us about moving the feet through the block. He's going to run the hips. Eventually, he's going to get him cut off. Okay, Coach Morris, he talked about straining from Princeton. Coach Eck talked about getting the backside hand through the midline. Okay, Coach McKell at Southeastern Louisiana talked about more getting that backside hand to the outside pec. Whatever you're coaching these players to do, okay, just make sure you rep it as these coaches do. They do a good job of doing it, and it's able to be effective. A couple more here, coaches, on the wide zone against a wide shade. Okay, 3 technique here to the play side. Coaches always talk about, can you reach that 3 technique? Can you not? Well, we're showing you examples where you can. Great bucket step. Okay, great bucket step. Now watch the backside arm. Okay, backside arm through, gets front side arm on the outside shoulder pad. Is able to strain. The back does cut it back inside. Poor choice by the back, but as you can see, that B gap was open. I mean, this guard does a great job right here. I mean, this is a picture you want to see of your offensive line. Okay, gets the right hand on the outside pec of the shoulder blade. Okay, we got an uncovered player working up here. That should be the track that back needs to take it in. Another Michigan State clip. Okay, 3 technique here. I mean, he stunts inside right here. But what I would do want to show you is the guard. Okay, and I know it could be somewhat construed as a combination block. Okay, but that guard's footwork is going to put him in a position to be able to reach that stunting 3 technique. And he does right here. Because of that guard's footwork, he's quick off the ball. He uses a crossover technique. Okay, coach calls it an open pull. Coach Staten at Michigan State calls it an open pull. Okay, and he's able to do that. And the ball's able to cut behind him there. This is Towson. Okay, this is going to be a touchdown shot. You have a wide 5 technique over here against the tackle. Excellent footwork off the ball. Now, I don't believe this is a shuffle step. Okay, this is more of a drop and pop. Coach Donatelli's mid-zone concept talks about a drop and pop, which is a bucket. Okay, so boom. I mean, he's so fast, this left tackle. There's the bucket. Now the right foot needs to split the crotch and work him on the angle that he's on. Strong inside hand presence. Okay, in this situation, he's so good off the ball that he gets him hooked. And, a lot of coaches talking about the ball's going to cut back against the 5 technique. Well, there's a great example of a 5 technique getting hooked. So those are some examples, coaches, of wide techniques in the mid-zone or outside zone concept. If you want the full cut-ups that are unnarrated, of course, you can find that on our game film library. Thanks for logging in.